everybody.
I'm Adam.
I'm Sam.
And I'm Will, and we are
Working
Title.
Y'all, we are back for Season 1 of Halo Paramount Pictures TV series, Episode 3, Emergence. Last on, boys. Where did we find our favorite Spartan, John?
He went to the Rubble, met up with a defector Spartan named Soren, who brought the relic Keystone Covenant artifact to a guy named
Something like that.
Reth. He brought it to a guy named Reth, who had also been captured by the Covenant to learn if he was a Blessed One. And apparently John has those same abilities, but a little different than the Blessed One, and learned that it is a key to a weapon. The ring.
Yeah. And the Blessed One is going to find the artifact.
Yeah, the Blessed One is going to retrieve it herself. That is where she's off to go. And Halsey is getting prepped to use Cortana on John, and John came back with the artifact. And now
He left the girl with...
Rubble. Quanha was left with Soren.
Yeah. So this is going to be exciting. So, you know what to do. Make sure you leave a like on this. Subscribe to our channel. We're on the road to 50K. We're loving this show. If you're loving the show, make sure you check out the other episodes in this playlist. Also check out some of our other shows. We do live action occasionally. We've dabbled into a couple of movies. We watch a lot of anime. If you want to support us, we got Patreon for you. You can get early access to some of our tiers, joining our Discord that's private, and you can communicate with us about all things Nerdum, which is really fun. And if you just want to be a sponsor, you can do that too and be listed on our videos forever and ever. We're going to jump into this video, so make sure you go to Paramount Pictures and then come back and watch us. We're going to punch it.
Bah!
I get really vibes. Good. Starship Trooper vibes.
I love the... Yeah, it's so funny. Like, you can't just describe it. You have to say it's the Halo. He has to do the whole drag in a circle thing.
It builds that drama. So we're like, what shape is he making? It's the Halo Ring! Well. Oh, it's like Solus from Star Wars.
Planet Oban.
Oban. The Visper System.
UAG Tier 2 Waste Salvage.
One not made of the Great Forest or high mountains. but
Moontains.
More vast. What's untamed mean? I think it's like she's really pretty.
Poor kids.
Dawn of something. Angels?
Angels? I think that's the same book the woman
has.
one had, yeah.
What do you mean?
Is this her? Is this a flashback?
There are other planets.
True.
That's a good point.
That's
That's a good point.
So when you read a word like that, someone's supposed to kiss you.
This kid's a player.
There's no kissing in this planet!
Really cool, the piles of garbage dropping in the back.
Very, very dangerous.
Oh, God. Oh!
Judge Dredd. Oh my gosh! What?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Is he dead?
Yep, this is definitely a flashback. Oh, shit!
Is that the elites?
Yep.
What is happening?
Oh, they're looking for her.
Weapon that hunts down the specials. Woo! Whoa. It is that creature. Wow.
She's really cool. I like this character.
Okay, so her hair is dyed that color. See the roots. The roots.
The elites have special Pantene products.
The demon. She ain't cut off his head. There's no way. Dude, that's horrifying.
How are you feeling? I have some questions.
Yo, why would you clone yourself of all people? It's gonna be so inquisitive.
What became
She
of
was,
the children?
So
It's illegal, so I guess she had like no other choice.
35 survived, so you'll integrate her into a working Spartan. That's next. I bet it's John. He was the special one.
She's so
So
creepy.
weird.
It's kind of cool.
Oh, freaks me out. I don't like it.
He got himself into some trouble recently.
This guy.
He was
He's
always
like,
very
what's
nice.
going on?
Yeah.
What about Miranda?
Oh.
Our daughter.
Hour. You hear that shit?
Yeah.
I think we have everything we need. Do you remember when you were my age and you weren't sure whether flash cloning would ever be made legal?
See, I think that's when it's creepy, when it like knows your memories,
Yep.
personal things that you might not even remember.
It brought up Cortana. Oh shit, this episode right here and now?
I need a babysitter.
Wait.
It's not a babysitter.
Oh.
This is an upgrade.
Doesn't. Okay, I know we're not doing the Halo canon stuff, but doesn't he have to wear the Mark IV? Or like the first version of the armor first?
I think so, yeah.
It will get you back on the front lines.
Is that Caboose's helmet?
Well, that's what I saw on the
That
right
outfit
side.
looks like it's Caboose.
Well, that Caboose is the original Master Chief like fit.
Yeah.
Like that's what the original Spartan fit was.
That's what I
Let's get
thought.
started.
So she's gonna take her brain and put her. Oh boy. Oh shit.
Whoa.
Oh, it's oh god.
Wow, that doesn't look comfy at all.
This is about to be really fucked up. I can already.
Whoa.
Ew.
Oh, God.
Oh god, I do not like this. This is super fucked up. Oh my god. So she's gonna feel everything but like can't move. Ew. Stop.
Yep, I saw it.
What
This
the
guy.
fudge, dude?
Oh, what a weirdo. Oh shit.
No.
I don't wanna watch this.
Oh god.
Oh god.
No, I'm okay.
I'm not looking.
I'm okay.
I'm watching.
I
Yeah,
don't
you
care.
are.
I don't care enough.
Oh, okay.
Oh my gosh! It went in.
Download.
It went in. Oh man.
Dead. There's a flatline.
It's wild, like in the shot that they were together, like how Halsey has like sweat on her face or like shadow, and then looking at this one, it was
Oh man.
so plasticky.
So they're not putting his helmet like right in him. Oh shit.
Oh fuck.
No.
Damn, dude.
Oh god. No way.
Wait, what? Oh man.
When the game is over, the king and the pawn go back into the same box.
Is that all CGI?
That must be the Master
Looks
Chief.
like it.
Yeah.
Yes.
His military record is outstanding. Above the rest in strength,
Is that actually her voice too?
Kind of sounds like it.
instincts. A natural leader, I see why you chose him.
Data in real time.
Doctor,
and
there's a
analyze it.
problem.
Oh boy.
My neural implant is operating perfectly, but I'm unable to take full operational control of the subject.
Ooh.
Yeah, you're not supposed to.
For the moment, I have.
Frick, man.
Hmm.
Wild to see the beginning stages of everything, I know. Or at least thought I knew.
Damn, this episode. Nothing about that thing is safe. At all.
What gave it away? The fact it's on a little string,
Yeah.
a little thread, in a giant box in space.
And the one just falls and you pray to Christ it catches the wire.
On a series of asteroids held together by
fuck?
wire.
No motion. As a courtesy to John, I'm not gonna crush your skull. Now run on home. I'll see you at dinner.
Yeah. You have no position to be making demands.
I'll speak to you soon. I guess.
It's me. It will.
Yeah.
She's
Little do
in
you know,
the
she's eventually gonna
conscious
replace
and
your
100%.
consciousness.
You are the best we've got.
Be your best friend.
She's gonna make you evil.
Glad he smells something in the water. He's like, I don't know.
Gladius.
Oh shit.
The Covenant.
Sleep space anomaly just appeared in our star
Yes.
I love how that alarm goes off. You have to tell him what's going on. Oh shit.
Dead in the water. No fluctuations from repulsor engines.
Oh, she's gonna pretend to be
Oh, like she
Hostage?
survived this thing or something.
Weapons are cold.
She could be
Damn.
Holy fuck!
That's
I
big.
didn't know they were that big.
Yeah, dude, they're huge.
I don't recognize that type of ship.
The
Whoa.
Corvettes.
Corvette.
Yeah.
It's the things that like fly over and they glass the cities.
Damn.
Yeah.
16.
Or the planets, rather.
Put it on the horn.
Yes, sir.
Please come quick.
It's like you can at least try to make it a little bit more convincing. Oh.
A hunter?
Yeah. It looked like the leg of a hunter, but why the hell was like worms coming
Yeah,
out? It's
that's
like,
really
is
gross.
that what his body? I mean, I know they have like those little wrinkly body structures, but I didn't think it was like that.
It's just holding armor where it is.
Yeah, but if that's actually how it is, that's crazy. I never thought too deeply on that.
Why is he going to like interact with this thing?
Because I think Cortana's now in his head. They can now like dissect this thing.
With it.
Oh god.
What were you playing today?
Woof. Whoa.
Hey.
Whoa, it looks
at
like
the
episode
cave.
1.
Putting him into stasis to access the artifact.
Oh, we're about to see something. Yep, and then she shuts it off.
I'm now getting no readings from the artifact at all.
Goes with his consciousness.
What the fudge?
Cortana, release him.
Whoa. That's so cool.
Thank you.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Blood?
No.
Ew, this is so disgusting.
Ugh. Dude, that's so disgusting. If that's like what a hunter is made out of, I know we're just saying that off the maybe chance, but ew, I hate this.
Yeah. Oh, don't. Oh, God!
Humans. Just as ugly as I remember.
Oh god, don't put that on. Whoa.
What?
What?
Where the fuck she learned how to do that?
Yeah.
We've been fighting together since we were kids, Chief. Whatever you do, we trust you.
Oh,
Mm,
that's nice.
yeah.
To those of you who haven't heard of me, I'm Cortana.
Of
I'm
course.
working with Master Chief.
Go away. AI off.
I'm introducing myself.
Disappear.
She's gonna be like, what are you looking at?
Whatever you're searching for,
Yes.
I can locate it.
I can totally help you.
Yes, you've gotten quite good at dismissing me, but you're not as good at targeting your search query. Would you like to see the list?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. He's like,
Please.
wow. Wait, so you are helpful.
You from Earth.
Is he an Earthling?
There were Spartan
know.
deployments to 23 of these planets. That's as it should be. The hormonal pellet in your spine suppresses adverse emotional responses and protects mission readiness. It's part of what makes you a Spartan.
I know, but when I touch the artifact,
I feel.
I'll just see those memories.
You feel everything that's connected to it.
I feel them.
Yeah.
Oh shit, is he gonna try and take it out?
Oh.
Oh!
What are you doing? Chief is trying to remove his emotional regulator.
Oh,
Why?
snap.
It has to do with
I want you to help him.
What?
Removing his pellet is a direct violation of Section 3 regulations on Spartan behavior.
I'll take care of the
We're
palace.
going illegal,
It's better that
Cortana.
he sees you as an accomplice
Yeah.
rather than a spy.
Oof, yeah.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a good relationship.
This is
Yeah.
not what I signed up for. Damn, he's just butt ass
It'll
right
be
now.
easier if you let me help.
It's unsettling that she's like, can be like his size and just be walking around.
Like I've
Yeah.
been trying to tell you, Master Chief.
Don't be in him in the shower. Thank you.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Spying. She don't
Yeah,
like it.
no.
She don't like it. We got a rat amongst us.
Look at him. Aw.
He's experiencing life.
Yeah, man.
Shatter.
Ecstasy of being near people.
Yeah.
The human soul.
Oh,
Whoa! That's sick.
Is that the ship that just got took over?
Beautiful.
I don't think so.
This train makes stops at Reach Naval Academy, Chakova Park, and Manassas. You know
Manassas.
where you'd like to go?
No, he's just along for the ride.
He's just vibing right now.
Aw, he literally just likes the idea of human interaction now. Master Chief, this is called horny.
This is called trying to get it.
It occurs when you don't want it to, all the time. This is actually really cool
Yeah, it is.
that we're getting this. I can hear the fans raging. He's not supposed to have emotions like this, though, guys. I don't care.
I like this humanization of him.
Well, good choice of an actor too for like only limiting certain responses too, so you can see him like warming up to
Like,
societal like things. This is like The Giver, really. Like when the
Yeah.
kid discovers like
Color.
the feeling that you have invoking from music.
yeah.
It's really cool stuff. What it means to be human, the things you intake. Damn, dude.
Is this why you've removed your pellet? So you could hear things differently?
Maybe I just wanted to hear it like everyone else.
How sad and lonely. White dog.
Can I pet your dog, please? Is he starting to remember? Or is he gonna
He's
go
got a
grab-
thought.
He's gonna go grab that thing again, so now he can really even understand his memories.
Well, this is the problem too about getting all your emotional feelings back, is you're gonna experience rage too. Starts to put pieces together. The rage part of the human side will kick in too. Thinks he's suppressed. He's gonna be a lot more aggressive. Oh shit!
Oh God.
He can give like his real conscious feelings the more things he
Yeah.
has unlocked.
Yeah.
He's gonna see her. That's gotta be Halsey walking.
I asked you what you're drawing.
Oh no.
Oh no.
See how they go together?
What?
What the fudge is happening?
It's the keystone to something. There's a second.
So this is where I lived.
What about the
Based
other
on
two?
your memories, it's highly likely.
Oh, there's the house. You see it?
Memories.
The operational files were lost when the program was abruptly terminated.
Lost.
Why?
Yeah.
What happened?
A plague carried in on an unauthorized.
Their memories.
She knows.
She knew that already.
Yeah.
My family.
We'll send some probes to Origin's tomb.
No,
Start a
no.
survey, and
I'm going myself.
I'm going.
I'll come with you.
Okay.
Maybe. Well, this might be good. She might be able to like, without having eyes on her.
Oh, pause it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
She might be able to like share truth.
You think what's left of your old man's army's got what it takes to take on Venture?
Not your problem. All you have to do is get me to them and you get paid.
Han Solo style.
Just like that.
It's never just like that.
It never is. I don't want Soren to die, man.
Oh. I love how aggressive that language is. It's really cool.
To know why he was doing the talking.
That's probably an elite. They run the show. Grunts are chatty, but not over comms.
Oh, we haven't even seen grunts. I can't wait.
As soon as I recover.
We need a birthday.
Or jackals or hunters.
Power surge?
No. it was
Brutes.
after that.
This is all. I'm so excited to see those.
This is the part of science I don't like. They find something, alien tech. Let's weaponize it.
The mind is certainly capable.
They're really taking. Come on.
The truth could bring us all down.
That is what Cortana is for.
Guys,
Episode 3, everybody, of Halo Emergence. Initial thoughts.
I thought it was a very emotional episode.
Yeah, I actually started tearing up when he was watching music.
I thought that was very impactful, personally.
Yeah.
Same type of feelings that I got from the movie I acknowledged, The Giver. I think you brought it up last episode, too. Yeah.
You guys have read the movie, or seen the book, not read.
In the book?
Dude, seen the movie, not read the book.
I haven't seen either.
Okay.
For The Giver?
Yeah,
I read the
or
book
seen
in
the movie.
middle school.
Same. I read it in middle school too.
And then I watched the movie when it came out, and like I told you guys, I watched it like a month ago. Like it was last month.
Yeah.
But same type of theme.
Yeah.
For just for context for anyone who doesn't know The Giver, it's not a post-apocalyptic. It's like a post-utopic. Is that the term?
Utopia.
Yeah, like a utopia society where people have basically been drained of emotion or like basically everything that gives human like the idea of free choice or free will, just so that conforming can like keep peace. And the whole movie's like, do you allow people to have what makes them naturally human and inclined to make bad decisions at the price of losing peace, which ultimately at the end of the movie they end up with just giving I won't spoil it, but they deal with what Master Chief will be dealing with most likely in this show.
Yeah.
But same type of heartstrings pulled, like I think any human can understand, like the joys of music, the touch of a newborn son in your arms, or something like that, or your family loving you.
The sun on your face.
Sun on your face.
That's amazing.
Or the opposite, which is I think Master Chief also kind of experienced, and we can talk about it, but like just the rage that can also come with natural human inclination.
Frustration.
So yeah, I think the episode was good. Once again.
Yeah. And I can I guess I can understand why people like probably weren't super thrilled with the show. Yeah. Considering it like veers away from like the standard story as we know it, but it's like I feel like I kind of appreciate what the show does because they're trying to do more than just make it about like good guy trying to defeat bad alien, good human trying to beat bad alien. Like there's a lot more to it than that.
Yeah.
Action hero goes and destroys tower. The character moves on to blowing up a ship or blowing up the Halo ring.
Yeah, I mean, like, not that the Halos series didn't have more to it in itself, but I think in the later installments, they definitely tried to add more, like, layers to the story, or just, like, like, opinions on, like, what characters feel about certain things, and, like, even, like, Cortana kind of breaking away, and just, like, that's one thing I'm curious, too, about this show, is, like, is there going to be a point where Cortana is, like, not just, like, Halsey and, like, dictated by her programming, and is really just, like, John's partner, does stuff for John. But anyways, this show, I can see why people don't like some of the stuff about it, but I enjoy it because they're trying to do more with Halo. Like, I was excited for the show, but that's one of those things I was like, what more can we do other than just have cool fight scenes? Which is just not realistic for a TV show. Maybe like a 20-minute fan, you know what I mean? Like a 20-minute fan-made like animation of just a fight scene or them taking a Covenant ship. Like, yeah, you could do that, but like, how do you make a whole 9-10 episodes story?
How do you give it sustenance?
Yeah.
And that's the wild thing too, because as we've stated, or at least for me specifically, like Master Chief doesn't get too deeply covered as like, I mean, he's like the cool action hero in the video games, but I feel like growing up, most people would just know him as like the badass Spartan. Like, I don't think it was until like 343 came on and Halo 4 came into the picture that they really started to like show any human side to Chief, like really jump into his character, like what it means, like when he loses Cortana, when he has to start interacting with humans on the daily basis, because you don't really get him. He's always like kind of lone ranging most of the missions in the first 3 games, other than the Arbiter, who's also kind of like talking to a brick wall, just language barrier wise. So I feel like they only really jumped into the games at the later games, like on his emotional side of his life, and that's when I like kind of broke away from the games. So I think it's nice to like get this. Yeah. Which I could have had that with the games, but like I said,
you took it all out of my mouth. I was gonna say the same thing. I like going from a badass soldier who's just the main character who always does the cool stuff to he's a human being.
And we might get portions of this. People might be upset now at the early stages of what we're getting, but we don't know if this show does somewhat well and we get a season 2 and 3 and we start to see like what would be considered Halo Reach time period and then Halo 1, they might do a thing where they put a thing back into him where he doesn't have his emotions anymore. They might take what we have, like what he's getting right now, he might lose. Like, we don't know if it's going to go well for a Chief if they decide he's too dangerous being a rageful or heartfelt person.
Yeah. Who's the guy who gets killed by the cube in Halo 3?
Johnson?
Yeah.
Or the Guilty Spark? You mean the Guilty Spark shooting him?
Yeah.
That'd be Johnson.
Johnson?
Yeah, we haven't seen him on the show yet.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait.
Was just you were saying how he doesn't really interact with humans, but I feel like he
Yeah.
interacts with him.
Yeah.
but it's
Those two
it's
kind of
more-
just seem like, what's up, bro?
But yeah, it's just like banter. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm gonna get these alien fuckers, and then
Yeah.
the Chief's like, awesome, I'll go take out the planet.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Okay.
just, you know.
And that's really only during cutscenes too.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, I mean, I don't think Johnson's with you a lot in Halo 2. It's really in Halo 3 that I think he ever really follows you on a mission anywhere. But yeah, good episode. Just starting off the bat.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Cortana before we talk about anything else?
For sure.
I want to know what you guys think about her and looks.
Not crazy about it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's the end of the world. It's one. I guess I don't know. I just feel a little bit more optimistic when I'm watching this show. Like I feel like it's a legitimate feeling because I grew up on Halo just like you guys did. So I don't feel like our opinions on this are any less valued than anyone else out there who might not like the show. But she doesn't look like Cortana at all.
No.
But this might just be the first phase. Like I'm just giving this show a lot of mercy because we don't know. It's so easy to judge a story when we have such high expectations for it right off the bat, but because we're so early on, I'm okay with it right now.
I'm getting vibes of that anime movie that came out a while ago. The Battle Angel, Anita,
Attila,
whatever it is. It looks like the same.
Battle Angel.
I'm not too happy with how Cortana looks. I don't know why, but facially I like it. I don't know why. I like how her hair looks a little bit, and she looks like a young, cute person who's like learning stuff, or is like, hey, I can help you with this. I don't know. I like it.
Yeah.
So, do you not like her design or like the practicality of how they make her look?
Kind of the practicality.
So you don't like that it's kind of like a CGI hologram
Yeah.
that floats around. Yeah. Well, that's one of those things too that I was thinking about, like, because I remember when they announced the show a long time ago, and they had a picture of what Cortana was going to look like.
Was it not like this?
No, because she looked more like it wasn't a hologram. Like she looked like she was alive. She had like
a blue suit.
She had a blue and like brown bodysuit that almost matched her skin tone. She had like a skin tone though. She wasn't like a white figure.
Mm-hmm.
She did have the blue hair, but the parts that were blue looked like they were like tech. So kind of like that was the hologram part. You know what I mean? So I mean, I don't know if that's gonna like appear later in the show. But I remember when that came out, everybody was like, "Ew, what the fuck is this?" Like kind of like the Sonic thing. Like once the Sonic movie came out, everybody was like, "Yeah, why does it look like this?"
Yeah.
And I wasn't super fond of that picture then, but I was just like, practically, what are we going to do with? Because Cortana, you know, this is a little different because she was a chip in his helmet that he saw via her visor. His visor, I'm sorry. It was never, to my knowledge, I don't know. I could be wrong, but I don't think it was ever like.
Yeah, it's always a chip he puts in the back of his helmet.
Yeah, like they showed in the depictions in the background, you know, in that first episode.
Mm-hmm.
But I was always wondering. I was like, okay, well, they gave us some POV shots of his helmet in that first episode, but like, well, that's not what we're gonna get the whole episode. So is it like every time Cortana speaks, we're gonna have to go into his HUD? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like that. That's why I always felt weird about it. So I was like, okay, what are they going to do? So she's just going to be able to be a hologram that can just manifest anywhere that Chief is. Which I feel like that is like the easiest thing that they could do.
Yeah.
Or not the easiest, but the most realistic thing.
Yeah. Most reasonable too.
Yeah. And getting a real actor to do it, that would be way weirder, I think, than doing the CGI. So that's for me, it's like, that's why I won't hold them to the flame for it, because like, what else could they have possibly done? You know,
I don't know. I really don't know how to describe. Like, you can tell it's super CGI.
Yeah,
Cortana. That's what's kind of I think is bugging with me.
It's weird
but the funny thing too is that
But it works.
she should be.
She should be,
Yeah.
but I don't know. In like the video games, it's a hologram, but she kind of looks real, like a human.
Yeah,
You know, where this is like, she looks like an anime character.
Or like if they were going
Big
CGI
eyes.
with her, why couldn't they just CGI her to look just like our version of Cortana?
Right.
Like, why do we have to have the darker black hair? Why
Bigger
can't
eyes.
she have like, you know, the whole like mystique, like lines flowing through her skin? Cause she's like what, like holographic nude, if you want to call it that. Like she doesn't have like a, like it's just like all one thing. Like why couldn't, like if they're doing CGI, why couldn't they just get as accurate as humanly possible? Like they could have changed the Master Chief outfit. They kept it damn near the same as Halo 2, everybody's favorite version of the outfit. Why couldn't they do that with Cortana? Like why did they decide to take liberties with that? Was it too hard because they wanted to? Because I think it's a mix of motion capture too. Like it looks like they put Halsey into like what they do with Davy Jones from Pirates of the Caribbean, or like any motion capture actor. They put those little dots on their face.
Yeah.
They do a performance and then they attach it to a body and shrink it down, bluify it, whatever you want to call it.
I don't know. There was a scene where they were talking at the table, Halsey and Cortana says something and it didn't match up with what her mouth was doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, Cortana. I think Cortana the whole time the lip sync was off.
Yeah.
Like it either was not catching up with what she was saying, or it was like the kiloseconds were off. Like she would open her mouth and then the sound would come out after.
Yeah.
I like her. Are you looking up if it's actually Cortana?
So I swear I saw this thing that the real Cortana had like died.
That was the Australian, or one of the other languages. She died.
Okay.
It wasn't actually Cortana, because I texted that to you guys, but then I did further research. It wasn't actually the actress who played Cortana. It was a different language.
I'm just pulling up IMDb to see.
Yeah.
All right, take your bets right now. I think it's the real one.
I think it is her. Her voice is so calming. It's so peaceful.
Now it's not the Jen Taylor. Yeah, it is the same lady.
That's awesome.
Let's go. Because it didn't sound like Halsey. And I was already trying to get over the fact that I was like, Halsey doesn't sound like Cortana, but I'm going to have to get used to that.
Chief said it looks like you. I don't really see Halsey in this Cortana.
I do a bit. It looks like a de-aged. It looks like a really bad de-aged version of Halsey.
The clone looked more like Halsey.
Yeah, it did.
Yes.
This, but yeah.
I think, I agree with you about like how Cortana in the games looks a bit more human. I feel like we're like losing a couple like human aspects about how this Cortana looks. I know she's not a human, but like there's some like thing missing about it.
But Adam, I think, said it right. She looks like an anime character.
She does.
Like when they make like
eyes.
when they make like 3D anime characters, even just animated, not necessarily just anime, but like she has that like she has a cartoon face.
Mm-hmm.
That's really all. That's really what. If anything else, if they just made her face more human-like,
I think it'd be okay.
it would look a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's cool. They got the same voice actor for it. I mean, were able to get something out of that one. So
Yeah,
that's
for
cool.
sure.
Yeah.
Like I said, not the end of the world. And this is season 1, and we're at the beginning of the story.
They could always
just
change
got
it.
introduced to her.
She's also an AI. She'd be like, "Oh, I just got upgraded," and then she like looks exactly like the Cortana we see.
Yes.
Maybe she learns more, and then, or she gains more like functionality, and she changes her appearance.
Now, speaking on things that are also commonalities from the games, I would be interested to see if maybe we can get him in his caboose original Mark outfit from Halo 1. I think I would like that. Now, you saw up in the, like on the air mannequin, whatever it is, it's just like hanging there. It had like the Gunganir top visor though on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they do the original Mark outfit, but have some suited different additions to it, accessories.
I always thought Caboose's armor was like super flat, and that one was kind of pretty buff too.
Yeah. Well, it's a big head too. Like the headpiece the visor's huge. So I want to run through the episode briefly.
Yeah. So the episode started with a flashback onto some junk planet where
The Blessed One
was a slave. I think they called her Meek. I think that was the name or something.
I didn't catch it.
Yeah, the little boy called her that, like, Meek, come on, or something like that. But
trash collectors.
yeah,
garbage men.
they were like slaves to separate trash and plastics. Her and a little boy were reading the book that she carries around. They were talking about what words mean. Was there grass and like life on planets? Because clearly they had been like raised in this environment to not know anymore. And then the Covenant dropped right after they, kissed and ran away from the like slave drivers that killed her little friend and burned her shoulder. with their like hot rod electrocuting stick.
I love that they make me like the Covenant more than those humans.
Yeah. How fucked up is it that you're being invaded by aliens? Oh, I'm gonna kill that child.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Scum. But the Covenant came with this like glowing rod to try and define a relic, it looked like. And when they got to the girl, it actually lit up more on her. So they decided to take her in.
Yeah.
And that's how we got her to the Covenant.
Which is pretty wild. Like, I wonder, like, where they discovered that they would need people. Like, where did that come into the picture? How do they know that it could be a person?
Well, he said specifically when they walked up, he was like, it's behind that creature.
Yeah.
And then they put it closer to her, and I was like, wait a minute.
No,
She is the
her.
thing
It's
we're
her.
looking for.
Oh.
So they didn't
I guess I should say then, I'm surprised that they're taking in a person.
So what if the UNSC was doing that?
What?
Looking for a blessed one, and they found John. What if they're doing the same thing?
The Covenant?
Covenant is looking for people to activate the Halo rings. UNSC was doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah, I just wonder, is it a human thing only that they... Like, is there something about the genetics of elites and whatever you want to call the prophets? Can they not access the artifact? Is it specifically, like, human-based?
Well, they said
you need?
they said later on in the episode that the artifact, Miranda was saying that the artifact is like pre-human, possibly pre-Covenant, which kind of would lead more to that like Forerunner, creators of the universe, creators of all life kind of thing.
I just wonder, like, can there be an elite blessed one?
Maybe.
Are the Forerunners the ones that had, like the guns could move? They had like moving parts on them. Is that the Forerunners?
They were
in
like
Halo 4?
Yeah. Well,
They had an orange
I think
aura.
I think that they weren't like actually. I don't know if they were actually like Forerunners or they were just like technology robots, like biomechanic robots that like fought for them. Because like the real Forerunners were like these like weird looking like alien people, like the woman one that's like the librarian that talks to Chief at the end of the 4th game, and then the bad guy, I forget what they called him, but the one that they fight at the end.
Yeah, so he's not a Forerunner?
No, I'm saying they are.
He is,
I'm
okay.
saying I'm pretty sure
I
they are.
barely remember that. It's been so
Yeah.
long.
I just remember he was like the only thing I really loved about those games. I really liked the bad guy in the 4th one.
Yeah, I gotta replay those stories.
I
'cause
just
don't
played the
remember.
4th for the campaign. I saw the multiplayer. And, it's oversaturated as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then Homegirl, Blessed One, was told, or the prophets asked her like, where's she gonna go? She said that she was going to, go to Madrigal and
Bring back
back the head of the demon and the keystone at the same time.
I believe her. I believe her.
These what do you call those guys? Mercy and all them?
Prophets.
Are they prophets?
I don't know if there's like an alien term, but I think prophets is what we can use for now. And I was talking to Caleb about this too. I was like, I'm pretty sure that like we could insinuate maybe that's truth, regret, and mercy, the 3 big ones from the actual Halo games. I just don't remember Mercy taking such a big role. I thought it was truth or regret that were the bigger characters, but they haven't really talked as much as Mercy in this show. And they look a little bit different too, so it's hard to know. Like the outfit, the colors aren't exactly the same from what I remember. So,
Yeah.
I was gonna say I like how they really care about that girl, the Blessed One.
Well, she's like the key to
Yeah.
key.
it's like it's hard to know if it's a trophy,
Yeah.
or like a tool, as opposed to a relation.
I think it's more of a tool, but
Okay.
in fairness, she's living, so they treat her like that. But I mean, if there's a moment where I feel like they might realize that the demon might be more useful,
Yeah,
she
There's a
might
door.
she might be out the door.
the demon is now the angel.
Yeah.
Oh, she is. Might see that.
Maybe
But
that'd be a twist.
Mm-hmm.
then we went to Halsey, starting up clone Halsey, Cortana.
Probably the creepiest moment of the episode, from just being able to hook up Master Chief like software, essentially like,
and then
control his body, make it dead, injecting into the back of the clone and just the blood leaking out of her head.
that whole scene reminded me of iRobot when they're gonna
Yeah.
kill Sonny, and he asks like, "Is it gonna hurt?"
Yeah.
I got total vibes from that.
Or the acid bath.
Yeah. Well, even before that, though, the conversation that Halsey had with the clone, it was like, you know, don't you remember when you were my age?
Yeah.
And like your thoughts on that. It's just like, you know,
super personal stuff just kind of thrown out there. Like, oh, I wasn't ready to face that.
Yeah.
Because that's the same. It's the same person, and it's crazy too. Because it's like she's like, oh, so you want my brain, or you want your brain, our brain, and then she even says like, what have you done with, or what did you say to my daughter or our daughter? You know what I mean? Like, it's.
A clone would not be good for somebody who's not good with confrontation. Because I feel like if my clone was just like sitting there and be like, hey, so let's talk about your traumatic experience in middle school. And it's like, I didn't even remember that. And like they just bring up things that you don't even remember. Like that's when it's like the personal just becomes just a blank canvas to now have to dissect. And it's super creepy. I don't know. Something about just somebody sharing your knowledge but almost better than you.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if a computer just took every little detail, every little internet post you've ever looked at and scrolled through and, like, remembers it because it is a storage unit that is now able to hotkey search everything that you know. That's creepy. I don't like that kind of stuff
it is,
at
man.
all.
Well, remember that day you thought about this fucked up thing?
No.
No, I don't want to remember that.
Yeah, like, seriously.
Don't want to remember that.
Like, something literally showing how much of a, like, horrible human every human is. Like, just, like, anything.
I think too the worst part about this whole thing is like how, I don't know. I've never been a fan of cloning. Probably.
It's dangerous.
Everything we've watched.
AI itself is not good.
Oh, I don't even. Not even the dangerous part. Just like how like, I don't know. This is my personal opinion. I don't really care what anyone thinks. It's unethical and it's immoral on every level. There's just no. I mean like. They literally created another human being, like a living, breathing, conscious, you know, whether you believe in souls or not, if that person has another soul or if it's part of your soul or a different soul, that's out the window. But this is like another living, breathing human person, and you literally just use them as like a fucking
capsule.
Like, it's just weird.
You just use them for parts.
Yeah.
Like you just created them to like wipe her brain and killed it right then and there.
Yeah.
And you burn it in a vat of acid to be like, all right, we're done with that one.
We already have so many ethic issues already in the world. I feel like if cloning became a thing where you could just produce people to like harvest organs, it would be so much more, even more effed up. We don't need that. I've never been a fan of the idea of cloning.
Yeah, no, it's really messed up.
Even though they romanticize it in Star Wars because you don't have to think too much on it.
But even still, it's like...
I think we have achieved it nowadays. I remember a couple years ago in Japan or China, they brought their dog back to life.
Yeah.
They cloned it.
I remember that being said like when I was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
They've been doing that to animals for a couple years now.
Yeah.
On a small scale.
But I think it was just the dog's head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, it's super fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, they managed to drill into Chief's head and install the Cortana AI into him.
Yeah.
And then she's locked. She's not at her full capability. She can't like just take over his body. She's just kind of like more like a participant and like third person in his life. Whereas like the goal is for her to like have full control, which is still where I'm wondering, does Halsey actually want that, or
I don't know. I don't think she does.
She makes it seem like that's still the plan.
Yeah.
She told Cortana, she's like, well, we're not going to do it just yet, but that's going to happen. Because I don't understand, like, why do you need to explain yourself to the AI if you're not going to do it, actually? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But part of me, it just seems like, I don't know, why would you do it?
Or, like, why are we going through the drama of, like, when he was taking out the chip, and she was like, well, this is not what you're supposed to do, and she was like, oh, just go with it. It's better to be a friend than come off as like a spy or something. And it's like, well, if you can take full control now, like why are we like just like dicking around? Like why don't you just take full control and see how it goes? Like what's the wait for?
Well, in fairness, they already found before he took out the pill, Halsey found out that when John touched the keystone and when Cortana takes over, the keystone shuts off. It only works with like John's conscious.
Yeah, because she doesn't really have that connective.
Yeah.
Like bio.
Well, because they assume it's just the body, but clearly it's like his mind and soul.
Something more spiritual, which Cortana simply can't have.
Yeah.
Like she's just missing that factor as not a human, or not a.
Well, not John. It's not really
higher
about
entity.
It's not about
John.
It's not about like Halsey can touch it, she can't interact with it because it's John specifically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, but the blessed one.
Yeah. Then I don't know what happened next.
The chip was inserted at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
It would be the Corvette chip.
I wanted to bring up something on the chip though. You guys drew attention to the fact that in the first episode they show that it's going into the helmet. Is that like what
They did? Yeah.
It was that a thing that ever happened, or is that like a goal we're trying to get to, or we don't have to inject into a brain?
There was like a hologram on her TV. It showed the back of the helmet and a chip was going in.
But is this like when we look at that, are we supposed to be like, oh, that's just like a tease for what we get into the future? For now, we have to do this like very old-fashioned injection into your body.
Well, I feel
Maybe
like
it was a past thing.
You think? You think that's
Maybe.
like the first step?
Yeah, and this is the next step.
I feel like this would be like the goal. The goal is to insert it into people's bodies and not have something you wear because, you know, better functionality. You don't need to wear a helmet for Halsey to be active on you. She's just always there and prepared. Hence why, you know, he's just sitting at his computer in his office and they're like, oh yeah, I can help you out right now.
They don't want him to have freedom. They want him
Well,
to follow orders.
Just out of the Halo curiosity, Master Chief didn't really often take off his helmet in the games.
It was in his helmet.
So, like, if he took it off, would he not have been able to hear Cortana?
No. Unless Cortana was, like, hooked up to, like, the...
Like
I mean, he never took off his helmet in the game, but, like, if he took it off, if she was, like, hooked up to, like, the, you know, the conference room that they were sitting in, or the control center, like, she could talk to everybody.
I was going to say, and I think in Halo 2 at the end, she gets inserted into one of the alien ships and starts talking to the Gravemind, right?
Yeah.
Damn.
So...
I feel like that would be so much safer to put it in a helmet.
It would.
Yeah, because then it can't take over you.
Well, that's why I was asking, is that like what they go to?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, maybe that is, like, the next step, is that's what they're hoping, is to go away from the helmet, but I feel like they're going to still have to fall back on it because it's going to be too, like, incorporated. It's going to be too impossible.
Yeah.
He's going to be in the battlefield. She's going to appear trying to encourage him. And she's going to try to shoot through the hologram out of a distraction.
Yeah.
Like, it's better to just have her as, like, a little health HUD. My shield, my health, Cortana.
Yeah. Well, she also can talk without actually appearing.
Yeah.
That she did in the episode.
Yeah.
I find it interesting that just from all, like, AI... all movies and film that we've seen, AI always gets smarter and they always find a way around the thing that's blocking them. How Cortana can't just access all of John.
Yeah.
She still has to go through Halsey. I find it interesting. Maybe we'll get to that where she's like, you know, I've just been letting you hold the leash.
Yeah.
I'm actually the one holding it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one thing that's kind of... I feel like confused about how Cortana acts in this show so far because, like, she kind of seems to have free will, but she also listens.
Mm-hmm.
But she also is like I know ultimately she really reports to Halsey at the end of the day, but she does kind of like play in the game. I know Halsey's been like, yeah, do this, do this, but still there are like moments where she like Cortana is questioning Halsey.
Yep.
Like in the very beginning, she questioned her right off the bat. Well, no, I'm supposed to be doing this. And she's like, no, well, you're gonna do it like this now. So it's like you're not really bound by programming at that point, because if you were, you would just, unless there's some type of programming where it's like whatever Halsey said is law.
Yeah.
Which could be the case, but
Yeah.
like I just you know, I don't know.
We went over to the asteroid planet with Soren.
We just finished that part of the storyline in like 2 seconds. Two words.
Yeah.
I mean, not much happened over there
no.
except that she just kept saying, I want to go to...
She's
Magic
really
Ball."
intensive about having to be on the ground and helping combat the Nazi forces that are there.
I don't think she should.
Yeah, it's dumb.
But they're building a story over there.
We're gonna see if they have actual resources at their disposal, if they're actually rich to pay off Soren.
And if they're actually fighting off Vistar,
whatever the dude's name is.
It seems a lot like A New Hope, where Obi-Wan's just like, she's a princess, like, you'll get your money, like, I promise you, and he's going in. He'll probably have a heroic arc where he ends up just wanting to join the fight regardless of the money.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Soren?
Soren.
Yeah.
He'll probably just join the fight as a hero.
In fairness, he's like, if your family doesn't have money, or your people don't have money for me,
Taking your bounty.
I'll just take your bounty and just turn you in, so...
I also just thought it's funny his number is 66, just to happen to be talking about Star Wars right now. I just thought when we were watching the episode last week that his number was 66 as like the dude was realizing maybe his team are the bad guys.
Oh, yeah.
I just thought that was a funny coincidence with like Order 66 from Star Wars.
Yeah.
I was worried that he was just gonna get shot down. It was gonna be like the joke. He's the Order 66 trooper. So
but yeah, later in the episode, she tries stealing the ship, and she convinces Soren to
join them.
join her. She had a fight saying that I'm not like you with Soren's wife.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll see.
Covenant
Yes.
Corvette ship appears in front of Gladius.
Yeah. So I don't know because there was definitely like a boot that all those things crawled out of.
Right?
There was armor.
Was that, you think?
It looked like a leg.
It was a leg that they all started to slither out.
And I totally see what you're talking about. The hunter's back, that's like their weakness, but you
Well,
can
you
see
always
their
have to-
limbs. It looks like there's tentacles.
Well, you always have to shoot the pink parts on their body, but their pink parts also look like very wormy veins.
I was gonna say veins.
Like literally, and you put it perfectly, like a suit held together by another entity, or like many things, which I never thought about. Which it could be. Maybe that's how it always is in Halo. But I never, like I said, I never really wikied anything back in the day. The internet was a little bit of a different place. I didn't care too much for like deep diving into that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think that'd be really cool if this is like how they're first revealed, and then like it just morphs into a suit. That'd be freaking cool.
Yeah.
They're gross though, if that is what it
so
is.
Foul.
I'm glad we never had to see that in Halo because that would make me like,
Well, dude,
disgusting.
I couldn't even handle the flood.
The flood was scary.
Was so gross.
They were scary when I was growing up. Halo 1 was very scary to go down to the jungle.
Dude, when the worms came up,
I didn't
my
like
feet
any of
went
that.
right up.
Yeah.
Fuck no.
I don't like. Those were terrifying. The little, the things that crawl and infect you. I hate those things.
Yeah, I hate it. And they come in a group.
I used to like have to make jokes when I played through those games with like my brothers or his friends when I played it, just to like ease me through the process of having to fight through the flood.
I'm pretty sure I'd have a brother beat it for me.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't do it.
Like I don't know. I don't remember if this is the exact term, but the one that like walks slow and like falls over and explodes. I think I would call a chicken nugget to just get over the fact that it's a really creepy thing.
The big one.
Like just associate funny kid terminology.
Did you shoot it? It blows up into a bunch of.
I would not shoot it. I would run from it as a kid. I would literally like let it come down the hall, go down another path so it can go, and like I try to get as far away from it as possible.
Yeah.
They were scary, and I can't wait to see them. There's a lot of cool things to look forward to in terms of just like the world of Halo.
Oh yeah.
I really want to see a grunt. I really want to see a jackal.
We need to. I want a birthday. They have to put that in.
Like you just see them like passing by.
Yay!
It'll have to be like in the background that you catch like in the distance, like very far.
I hope they do that.
Yeah.
I think
just have a Spartan have its helmet, a little achievement pops up. Grunt birthday party.
In his HUD, you just see it in the bottom right.
Yep.
They could do it, but just keep it very hidden away for fans only.
Yeah. So later in the episode, John tries to touch the keystone. Then he gets put in stasis. He sees more of his memories again, and he's still trying to figure out like where this all occurs. John starts to walk through like seeing people experiencing things, like the military people playing the game, having fun, cheering, and he's like, "What is this? Like, what is happening?
What am I
right
feeling?"
now?"
The music was the best part.
Well, no. Before that. Before. Remember when he was walking through the military before he takes the pellet out? They're playing the games, and he's like, "What the fuck? Why are we cheering? Like, what's fun about this?"
Oh, he took interest to it. Like,
well, he was like looking. He was looking confused, but also like they all looked at him, and it's just like. Anyways, back to what I was doing.
Yeah, and then he goes to see his unit, the Silver Team.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so he goes to see his unit.
Cortana introduces herself.
Unbeknownst to him, and he's like, "Go
away."
AI off. that was funny. Riz, the blonde one, was clearly sus of it by the end.
Even before she watched him take it out, she was looking at him.
Yeah.
I just liked the like imagery of like the humans with their emotions are playing like a game that requires a group interactive, like laughs and jokes and like playing together, and then you go into the little barracks and it's the Spartans playing a very intensive emotionless strategy game where you don't need to like have any contact with the other person. It's purely your own mind focusing on the objective, which is a really cool like just showing where they are mentally.
Yeah.
These are like the ultimate soldiers.
Yeah.
Don't
Well,
feel
it was
shit.
multi-layered chess.
Yeah.
I want to know how that works.
Cortana then helped Chief do a search of like what planets he was remembering, and he also let her know that in his memory he
can feel it.
When he touched the keystone he could feel the memory, which it's kind of crazy too because it's one of those things you just don't really think about as being human. But I don't know about you guys, but just thinking back on the first time you went to see a movie and all the feelings that it gave you, emotional and real memories. I don't know. Have you ever had a taste or smell induced memory where it's you taste something, you're like, oh, I remember eating these things when I was at the pool every day in the summer when I was a kid with my cousins or something like that, or you you remember a place and time and you can remember how it smells and what it felt like to be there physically and emotionally, which is those are the things that he was experiencing too, not just visually seeing a dog and stuff like that. He probably remembered what the dog smelled like, how it felt when he touched it, the emotion it gave him, you know what I mean? Because that's the stuff he was numb to all along, was the food. He couldn't even comprehend what good food tastes like because he just eats.
The only most recent memory that would be on par with what Chief would be experiencing in terms of old memories, I was on Amazon and it was suggesting me this candy that I haven't seen in forever, and they got my mind thinking I miss a lot of candies that I haven't seen in forever. And so I went onto this website that was discontinued candies, and it showed all these things from the early 2000s into the 90s. And I was just looking at all these images, and each one hit me with a whole new set of memories that I was like, oh my gosh. I remember looking for this as a kid when I went with my mom to the grocery store, memories I haven't thought of in forever. So I think that's the closest comparison I can think of for in terms of when something brings you back to a moment.
Going to Blockbuster and getting that bubble gum that's like a rope.
Oh yeah.
And just taking the whole thing out and just taking a bite out of it.
Oh, you were one of those
I was one of those guys.
Oh,
Fucking
man.
caveman,
Man. Blockbuster was great. That's a really great set of memories.
I remember walking through there picking out games.
Fuck Netflix, dude. They ruined it for everyone.
I know. I feel everything's become easier and easier, and there's less human interaction needed now.
Yeah. No, I remember. when we were kids, every weekend, me and my family would go. We'd get lunch together at some place, and on the way home, we'd stop at Blockbuster, and we each could pick a movie, or if we each wanted to pick one game for the week, and then you get it for 7 days. You get to play through it, or watch it. Yeah.
Game trials, you had to play the game as much as possible before you had to bring it back. That's when my Godzilla phase was happening, so I would constantly go with my dad and see if I can find another one available. And that's also why Netflix was such an easy draw in, because then you could look online on the queue and be every Godzilla film. You don't have to look for a specific store. Everyone's available.
Yeah.
It'll get shipped to you in a little envelope with a disc, which is wild because that's how Netflix was. I can't even believe we live in a life where Netflix is just streaming now. I mean, you can still go and get Redbox, I think.
I was about to bring that up. Yeah, you'll see them out front.
I wonder how often. I wonder how they do. Because I'm sure there's some people that like to hold on to the old and not have to let go.
Have any of you done a Redbox?
I have.
Do you own that movie now, or you have to return it?
You have to return
You
it.
can buy from Redbox actually, but you do return after 48 hours, 2 days or something like that.
You can even get games there too. Redbox games.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Actually, funny enough, before I had ever heard of Netflix, did you guys ever use GameFly?
You used it.
Yeah,
I was always
used
tempted
it.
to, but I don't think I was able to convince my parents enough.
Yeah, I don't think I could convince them either.
But
That was the new
I was
thing.
always jealous because I knew you had that.
Well, yeah, because my parents, they let me do it because that was right when GameFly started and Netflix started, and they started to kill Blockbuster. Because there was
Because that's when I feel GameStop started to become a thing too.
GameStop was around
They were
already,
around,
but they were
they
were around at the same time as Blockbuster. But anyways, back to this.
We digress.
The chief is experiencing what it means to be a human.
So the chief decided to take out, or he figured out the planets, possibly where he was, and he had the epiphany of if he removes the pellet, he might be able to experience more. His ass pill.
Cortana, I just wish she came over and just slapped his ass. I can help you with that, Chief.
Bam. Yeah, but Halsey says do it. We don't want him to think you're a spy. We want him to think you're an accomplice.
Yeah.
And Cortana helps him remove the pellet.
And the blonde Spartan was watching.
Yep.
Yes, Riz was watching. And then he goes out and experiences life. That's where he gets to see like the music
And the dog.
the couples flirting, just enjoying like space. I mean, that was crazy too. When he looked up and he was on Reach, when he looks up, you can see like a planet with rings on it. You know what I mean? That was like really freaking close, and like ships flying by, and I don't know what it's called. Like it's not the Northern Lights, but like when he looked up in the sky, you could see like colorful
Aurora
like,
Borealis.
I don't know what that means.
That's the Northern Lights, Aurora Borealis.
Well, I know, but I'm saying it's not the Northern Lights,
Oh, yeah.
like because they were it was just colors in the sky, or rather in space.
Yeah.
But anyways, he's experiencing all that and how like happy it made him feel, and then he had a moment when he heard the dog. That's when he got like angry. It was like, oh shit, like I can actually go.
I want to
this.
I want to figure out why I don't remember what these memories are.
Yeah.
But I do like, it's small things, but I just like something as simple as him walking into a train and just like seeing, like, it's things that as you live your life, you don't think too much on because you get too obsessed with work or having fun with friends, and then you forget like the very basic things that make everything operate. Just like looking over and seeing people can be a cathartic feeling, like just having other people near you or seeing what other people go through. I don't know, something small in the details that was really cool about that entire moment up into the violin too.
He's
just
living.
Being with people, walking past them, see, maybe even appreciating the structures that men have made or the gods have made.
Yeah, and I just like he's never experienced like love or interaction or enjoyment of music. So as he's experiencing those things, or like vicariously experiencing by like watching that couple like flirt and stuff like that, you know what I mean? I'm like, dang, that's crazy, because it's just one of those things like you just do it, so you don't really like, you know what I mean?
You don't
like,
cherish the fact that you can.
You can't.
Do that.
You don't cherish the fact that you can do it, and you also like don't realize what it's like to like have. If you have like never interacted with like another human being like that before. Yeah. So it's like, oh wow, like this is like, it's something. It's funny too, because the moment he did it, like, I mean, I know in most of John's settings he's been in like a military mode, but like, now it's like he can walk by and hear people, because after he did it, as soon as he walked out, he heard like people like walking and like giggling and like doing things. It's like, oh, like the stuff that was just blocked out from his consciousness. Because, like, it's always, like, work. He's just always moving and just doesn't even hear those things. And now he does and, like, recognizes them.
Watching people can be a super satisfying thing. You ever just, like, go to the beach and you just kind of observe people just hang out with their family? I don't want to, like, drop where we are, but, like, I used to, like, hang with my family at the beach at, like, a house where you could, like, see people passing by. And we would just enjoy, like, watching human nature occur. Just people getting in fights if they're drunk later in the night, or people with their families with their kids going to see kites over there. Like, it was just a fun interact. Like, it's just, I don't know, it's appealing to be with other people.
Yeah.
Or watch how human nature conducts itself.
Yeah. But then he went back, got Cortana to unlock the room. He experienced the keystone again and got, like, I wouldn't say it was a full memory, but he got more of the memory. He remembered it was his parents. He remembered that he just constantly kept drawing the keystone and wherever it's getting inserted into, and that his father made them bury something. I thought originally it was just going to be
I thought the dog died.
Well, that too. It could have been the dog. I thought it was just the drawings, but Chief, for whatever reason, thinks it's like actually the second object, the other artifact.
So I was wondering, we keep seeing shots of him running out of somewhere with the dog. Yeah. What if they found it and the dad was like, that drawing?
That makes sense, because I just assumed that, like,
they're in like a zone.
Because there was at one point when you were, you had said, where is this place that he went into? Like when he was reliving the memory the first time, you had said something along those lines, Sam. But in my mind, I was like, I wonder if he's having a vision, not necessarily memory. Like if he's having like a memory and a vision that mixed together. Because when he's in that cave, it looks exactly like where the Covenant were digging on Magical. Yep. So I was like, oh, is he just like experiencing like a vision and his past merged into one? But that makes sense if that was actually real. He found some type of old temple and then found the other artifact, interacted with it back then, and now he's like, obsessed with it or whatever. Yeah. His body is just like destined to be with it, and that's why he kept drawing the other artifact.
Like a magnet drawn to its presence.
Yeah. I wonder if it's going to be a thing like It Takes Two, so it's like the Blessed One can interact with the one that he already found, and then he can interact with the one that he just found. You know what I mean? So
like 2 fingers are needed to open the door.
Yeah.
2 hands, one over there.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, they both kind of almost share maybe a similar past of hardship as children. We don't fully know what the chief went through, but his parents didn't seem like the nicest of folk.
Yeah.
At least the dad. I don't know about the mom.
Yeah, she's gonna sit by.
I don't know why I feel like he's gonna go dig up the what's ever under the dirt, thinking it's gonna be the artifact, and it's just gonna be the dog.
That's what I think.
I just feel like that's what it's gonna be. I don't know why, but I just feel like.
But then why would he be drawing that?
Well, like we were saying, maybe he's getting a perverted version of a memory, like it's being affected by visions, and he's getting it confused. Mm-hmm. He is not the best one to.
He's just getting memories.
Yeah, like we can't go off of what he knows because we don't know what he knows, if he knows anything.
Yeah. I wonder how that works, honestly, because like memories are part of how you learn how to do things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like you get taught something and then you learn it and then you remember it. So that's like how I know how to do like addition and subtraction. Like
driving a car.
You learned it. Yeah, driving a car, riding a bike, like you learned it, so then that like I mean, I don't know like technically how that would work in like a real life human sense, but I feel like when you're doing things, even though it's like instinctual at some point, like you are drawing from like a memory on how to use it. Yeah. At least that's just like my interpretation of it. I don't know. I always go back like and think about maybe not math, but like, oh, I learned how to do this that one time and this is how you do it. And like I guess you would say that you perfect it because you're like, okay, well, like I learned how to shoot a basketball like this, but I missed it most of the time. And then the next time I changed this, and so now I do it this way. It's like you're always like learning from whatever your like past thing was. So in the sense of being like a soldier, and like how do they suppress memories but like allow him to still like have some memories? Like he has functional memories, but he doesn't have.
Maybe it's like only immediate stuff, or maybe.
Or do they just cut off his memories from like childhood, like?
I think it would be that.
Yeah.
Like he just loses the initial. Feelings of what it was as a kid to have emotions, and then strip the emotions, and then steal the memories of the first like 1 to 12 years.
Yeah. And
then everything else is you're a soldier. That's all you know. Mm-hmm. Learn your memories like you will learn from these memories specifically and only.
Yeah.
Huh. Is there any other big moments in the show?
He's going to his home planet.
They slimmed it down to 3.
Go with him.
Yeah. And Soren and the girls going to Magical.
Soren is going to Magical. Miranda is going to use her time to investigate
a parallel team.
Yeah, investigate the Keystone while Halsey is away. And
where is the Blessed One? What was
she was on the ship? She's going to Magical. That's what she said next.
Okay.
Also, sorry, she has like a fucking like energy sword in her finger.
A USB energy sword.
Yeah.
I don't know if that has to do with being the Blessed One, or she just get like an implant and she can like.
Probably an implant.
I thought it was her fingernail. I don't know.
I think it would be an implant.
I mean, it came from under her fingernail.
Oh, okay.
What is a little bit weird though is she addressed the humans like she wasn't one of them.
Yeah.
Maybe we're just being lied to. Maybe she's not a subspecies, but like a different version of human. I mean, it seems like
being
humans.
Raised as a kid, she didn't know how to read, so I doubt she knows what a human is.
That's true. Maybe she doesn't associate herself.
Brainwashed her.
You're
different.
Yeah, I think
You're unique.
I think that she just doesn't associate herself with them because she goes, "Oh, humans are just as ugly as I remember." because she grew up with humans at least till she was like 8 or whatever, 6 years old.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like but she hasn't seen a human since then. She's been with the Covenant.
Perhaps just a body mod then.
Yeah.
Like a Luke Skywalker fake arm.
Yeah, I'm excited for the next episode.
I am
This
too.
is a good one.
I am too. Y'all, if you made it this far, make sure you leave a timestamp before when this video ends so we know that you are supporting us all the way to the end. And for those who are listening in, make sure you do the liking, the subscribing, the commenting. We appreciate the support. We appreciate you making it out to this point because those who are listening to this are the ones that we are saying this to. And we'll see you in the next video. Punch it! Bow!